line?
Line, take two. Cause here's what today we're gonna be reacting to everybody. Hey guys, today we're gonna be cosplaying as Judge Judy. So if you think she's hot, subscribe.
Kendall, like what? That's so weird. Stop.
I thought you said before that we could.
Okay, intro, please.
Okay, fine, whatever. Today we're going to be reacting and giving our 100% legitimate professional opinions
with absolutely zero credentials
on everybody's favorite Reddit thread, Am I the Asshole? I think it'll be lots of fun. I don't actually know yet because we haven't looked at any of these, but let's just get started. Number 1. Am I the asshole for turning around and going home on my way to the airport for a girls' trip? I, 23 female, was supposed to go on a girls' weekend trip to Spain with my longtime friend of almost 10 years, 24 female, and her other friend, 28 female, who I was excited to meet. We all live in Germany, but her and her friend live about 3.5 hours away from me, and I live closer to Frankfurt. They decided that they wanted to drive through the night about 10 hours and arrive in the morning, and said that if I could meet them in their town, I could drive with them. I instead elected to just fly over and meet them there since I live so close to an airport. The day before the trip, she texted me a link to book some tickets to a museum that her and her friend had booked. They told me to book for 2 p.m., which is when they booked for. I clicked the link, and the only time slot available was 8:35 a.m. I pretty much was like, whatever, I will do something else when they're doing that. The night before the trip, I texted her asking how much I owed her for accommodations and whatever else that we are splitting. This is the second time I've asked her since her friend was the one doing the bookings, and I just assumed I would send them my share when they told me how much it cost. She didn't answer, but I just assumed she was sleeping or preparing for the long drive. The morning of my flight, 3 hours before my flight leaves, she tells me that I had to book my own hotel room because they're having a guy friend come with them that they invited last minute. She sent me a link so I could book at the same hotel as them for that night, but all the rooms were fully booked. I searched around the area too, and all the rooms were booked or very expensive. I really wanted to go, so I kind of just let it go and prepared myself to spend some extra money for a hotel room for myself in a different hotel. But on the way to the airport, I had a gut feeling I wasn't going to enjoy myself, so I turned around and went home and sent her a text saying I was going to sit this one out because I was expecting a girls' trip. She's being short with me now and thinks I'm being unreasonable. Am I the asshole? I'm going to be so honest. Like, no. Like, your friend's an asshole.
Yeah, like, why didn't she say anything? Like, waited last minute? And if you had this planned, like, it should be...
Yeah.
All together.
If you plan to go, I think that's crazy that they booked an activity without booking for all three of you. Just like you splitting the price of another thing is not going to be that deep when she was so willing to ask how much it cost. And then avoiding the price issue is also super shady.
Yeah.
To ask multiple times what the price was going to be and not answer, and then all of a sudden be like,
oh, sorry,
oh, you have
yourself.
To book, yeah. Oh, sorry, you have to actually
like,
book your
find
own.
That on your own. Like,
it's the exact same thing.
Guy,
it's replacing her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's completely valid. Not only are you having to do at least one of the things on your own, but you had planned this trip, and they said they were going to take care of everything.
Yeah.
And then didn't. And then kicked you out of the hotel that you were planning on paying for. It's not like you weren't planning on paying or were refusing to pay, and then they brought someone else who was willing to pay, and they're like, you can do it on your own. It sounds like you were willing to pay. And
then they were just like, oh, never mind.
If you're not going to have a fun time, why book it?
Yeah,
why
like,
pay the money at all?
No point.
There's no point in going. The whole reason was to, like, have fun. I don't think it's an overreaction in the slightest. So they booked the tickets for a museum, but don't bother to book a third for you, and don't bother mentioning it until the day before. They booked a 3-person room, but don't bother letting you know what it's going to cost, and then don't bother to actually make it available to you either because they're bringing a bloke along too. I totally agree. That's not a weekend you want to be a part of, and they've made it abundantly clear that they don't care about you. Good call in setting it out, and not the asshole. I agree.
Yeah. Not on you.
It definitely does feel like they're trying to, like, blow you off, and they're like...
like, oh.
They're definitely trying to blow you. Yeah, they should have... They absolutely booked 3 tickets to the museum. They just gave it to the guy. Just as they gave it your bed. Your friend is a shitty friend. $5 says the guy friend is actually a boyfriend of a friend's friend. Honestly, I could see that. Yeah. They absolutely gave that random man her ticket. How terrible. I don't think you're the asshole at all. And it seems like a lot of people agree, so. Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for not liking my husband's daughter? I married the man I love with knowledge that his daughter would live with us full time. So far, we have been living together for a couple of years, but it hasn't become easier. The daughter is in her early teens, and I know it's important that she has a strong and reliable female figure in her life, even though her personality triggers me. I'm in therapy trying to heal so I can be present in a healthy way. Her mother disappeared when she was still a baby, so I feel it is expected from me to be that figure for her. And to be honest, I don't like her, nor I feel her as my child, which makes me feel as I am the asshole.
I don't think you're... Okay. I don't think you're the asshole because you're doing everything that you can to be that figure in her life. You just...
Even when it's, like, technically not your responsibility.
Yeah.
Like...
You signed up for it, yes. But maybe you just didn't know what you were really getting into. Like, signing on to be, like, a mother is, like, not something that is, like, easy. I don't think you're an asshole because you don't like somebody. That you cannot like people in life. I think it's better that you do have the people that you don't like. I think it's important to maybe know what about her you don't like.
Yeah. Like, is there a certain...
Like, is it something she can fix?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't the easiest kid because I just kind of closed myself off. It depends on, like, if that's how she is or if she's, like, a wild child. Like, is she going out a lot? Is she, like, not listening? Is she being, like, blatantly disrespectful? But it seems like you're in therapy, you're trying. I don't think you're the asshole.
Yeah. Like, you're doing things to try to make the situation better, like, for her.
The only thing that I'm, like... I don't necessarily think you're the best for saying this, is I don't like her, nor do I feel her as my child. I'm hoping there is some feeling for her. She's important to her.
Like,
she's important to her dad's life. And you're important to her dad's life. So as long as you're still making an effort to be that person for her when she doesn't have one, I think that's fine. As long as there's some, like, love still between you, you don't have to like her. And I think that's fine. I would definitely suggest family therapy because you guys need to sort something out. But I don't think you're an asshole for not liking her, I think. Am I the asshole for catfishing my ex-girlfriend? I, 22 male, catfished my 21-year-old ex-girlfriend. For a little context, me and her broke up 3 years ago. She suspected me cheating, but I wasn't. There were rumors about me cheating on her with a common friend that we had. She believed them and broke up with me. Mind you, I still love her to this day, so a few months ago I decided to open a catfish account. I know it sounds horrible, but I was desperate and lonely and missed my ex. I know I should have moved on, but the way we broke up made it so hard for me to accept that it was over. Since recently I started going to the gym, I made a few new friends. One of them is this guy. Let's call him Mark. He is your typical gym bro. Nice body, tall, handsome. He's got a little bit of a tan. Any woman would love to have a chance with him. Me and him started talking, and he added me on all of his social media. You get where I'm going. If you don't, I basically used his pics for my catfish account. I low-key feel guilty about this, and I know it's wrong, but I need my ex back by any means possible, or at least a chance to explain myself, which I didn't have in the past. I started out slow, adding her on Instagram, watching her stories for a couple of days, and occasionally liking her Instagram pics. Then one day I sent her a message. I didn't expect her to respond, but she did. We slowly started building a strong connection. We didn't have calls or FaceTime since I knew she wasn't comfortable with doing those, and meeting up was out of the question since I'm out of her city. A few days ago, I started feeling guilty about what I'm doing because I'm betraying both my friends, Mark and my ex. I tried to ask her any bad past relationships, and surprisingly, she didn't talk about ours, which gave me a little hope. I also tried asking her about me, and she gave me a vague response. A week ago, I decided that it's enough and I need to stop playing around and tell her the truth, or eventually one of them will find out about what I'm doing. When I told her, obviously she was shocked, disappointed, but wanted to hear me out for the first time in 3 years after I gave her some time. What should I do now, and am I the asshole?
He basically used his friend as
the
like
bait.
A fake person to try to...
That's fishy, no pun intended. But, like, that's crazy. I think that you should feel like an asshole for, but... No, I think you should feel like an asshole. I think you're a little bit of an asshole, because you sound super clingy, and you're like, I need to get my ex back by any means possible, or at least a chance to explain myself. And it's like,
Yeah.
I understand she didn't let you explain. At this point, like, the trust is gone.
Yeah.
She believed him for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, clearly you're doing something that she was able to believe that. It's crazy that you used your new friend's pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you had gotten his permission,
Like, it wouldn't be as
I
bad,
don't think it would
but,
be as bad.
like, a very awkward conversation if you found out, like,
Yeah.
without you letting him know. Just like, where are you?
Like,
Where'd you get those pictures?
yeah,
of me?
like, hey, I've
why?
heard that you had, like, an account of me. Like, that's
Yeah.
just not.
No.
Also, send me his actual Instagram if you want. You're the asshole. Move on. Stop harassing your ex. I kind of agree. And it seems like you are the asshole. He definitely needs to move on. I don't think you should ever get back together because it seems like
there's
you're
a
kind of
reason.
yeah, it seems like you're a little bit obsessive and like that is so
Yeah.
unhealthy. Maybe go to therapy.
Perchance.
Perchance. Can't just say perchance. A lot of people are saying like you're the asshole, just move on. Like this is so
Like,
sad.
That's just sad.
Which like, oh, I feel bad
Yeah.
because I agree. Like it is kind of
Yeah.
harassing her.
If you, like, put yourself in her situations,
Yeah,
like,
you
why
wouldn't-
are you going through all this trying to contact me
Yeah,
again?
like you went out of your way to make it seem like somebody else. Like she wasn't willing to talk to you, so you had to make yourself someone else to get her to
Yeah.
speak with you. Oh my god, wait, they broke up 3 years ago?
Oh. So you're like,
You still love her after 3 years? Move on. I didn't even
yeah.
see that. I thought it's been like a couple months. Hard to accept that it was over. It's
like
been
you're
over
still-
3 years is
yeah.
such a long time. To
Like,
go.
You guys were teenagers. Like,
You guys were teenagers and you're
Teens.
still hung up on your ex?
yeah.
You need therapy and that's it. You need therapy. That's crazy. You're the asshole. Don't do this. You're harassing her. Move on. Give this girl a break.
Yeah. Poor girl.
Poor girl. That was kind of wild. I think
Yeah.
very mixed opinions on those. That was actually
It's
a
like-
lot of fun.
Yeah.
I quite liked reading those. That was fun. So there were so many more. So this was just a
Little
couple of them.
glimpse, yeah.
But if you like this video, give it a big ol' thumbs up so that we could do a part 2. That's justified. Anyway, subscribe if you want to see more of us, and we'll try to post every week, but
Who knows?